Well, from the earlier video, I now have my jig set up. Got my gauge here. Get my angle finder out. Well, my angle setter, I should say. That's that tool. Got my. We're going to use Japanese diamond. We're going to use diamond stones. I got a 2000, a 1000, a 320, a 3000, and a 600. I also have a little more coarse diamond stone, and the blade that I'm going to do, I've looked at already, and it's going to need some help. So we're gonna get down to. We're gonna start off at 240. We're gonna get a little coarse on this thing. All right. So I did a video earlier today about how to find the angle, and I showed this Califon 5-inch Santoku knife. We're going to set it at 15 degrees. I'm going to try to get all this rust off with some steel wool, but first I'm going to see if I can put an edge on it. Yeah, this knife was purchased at a thrift store, I believe, and we'll try to do the traditional paper test. Yeah, this is definitely not going to cut anything. So all I'm doing right now is just tightening the jig up. Now I'm going to put a 240 in. Tighten it up. And we said we were going to do 15 degrees. I'm just loosening my stop here, so I don't have any idea where this is going to go. Turning on my finder. I'm zeroing this out so I can set my angle. We're now 0. Now I'll put it on the middle of my blade. Raise this up. Trying to get 15 degrees. All right, we got our 15 degrees. Set my stop. All right, turn off gauge. This is you don't really need to use. You don't have to soak the diamond stones. You can just use them. I'm just going to put a dab of water on it, and we're going to put 12 passes on it. As you can see, I'm always pulling away. That's when I'm getting my stroke. That's 3. 4. I'm keeping my finger on the top of my pivot point there, because if you don't, sometimes it has a tendency, I found out, that it will ride up a little bit and you will lose the angle that you're trying to create. I'm going to do 4 more on this side. Turn it over. One, two. I'm not putting a lot of pressure. I'm trying to keep even pressure on both sides of the angle, and I'm always trying to stop in the exact same spot, give it a little overlap, and then continue with it. All right, that's 6. 4 more. And I'm always finishing the stroke, so I get the full amount on the back of the stone. Because what happens is, if you don't give it the full pass, you're going to wear them out uneven, and that's not a good thing either. Then you get a belly in the middle, and you wear them out faster. You can see the passes, and there's all the stuff I've taken off. You can see that I've taken off the blade. Let's see what the knife does now. We already have an edge from not being able to cut paper to cutting it already. So this one will sharpen up. And the better the steel, the materials that the knife is made out of, the better edge I can get on it. So I'm going to go from 2, I'm going to go right to 6. I have a 320 in between, but I'm going to go right to 6. And we're going to do the same thing, 10 passes. I don't know if you can hear, there's not as much grinding. I'm not taking as much material off the knife. Five more. And I always try to, make sure I put the same amount of passes on both sides, so the knife's edge will be consistent all the way through. 7. Last one. It's a little windy out here today, so you may hear some wind chimes in the background, or a dog barking every once in a while. Our dogs are out here. Five more. I did make a previous video on how to find the angle of the blade that you're sharpening. That's why I didn't go into too much detail, but if you want to see it, it's on there, and I go into great depth how I use this angle finder to tell me exactly what to set my gauge at. So I'm sharpening at the angle that was put on by the manufacturer, or if somebody else had sharpened it previously, what they put it at. All right, I'm going to 1,000 grit. That's honing up really, really nice. I'm going to go 8 this time instead of 10. And as you do this, as you develop your own skills, you'll be able to feel that, like right now, I can barely feel any kind of material being taken off the blade. I'm more like just polishing or setting the edge to make it as sharp as I possibly can. 3 more. And you can see it just in the liquid here, the material that I've taken off that gray stuff. Or more. And as I've mentioned, I'm only sharpening on the pull. I'm actually lifting it off, the blade coming back and coming through again. Last one. Alright, that was 1,000 grit. And you can see all we've taken off already. That's got a good edge. We're just going to see what happens with the paper. I'm pretty sure it's going to cut it. The wind's starting to pick up. I don't know how much longer you're going to be able to hear this video, so I might end it sooner. Alright, here's our piece of paper. Yeah, no problem now. It's got a nice edge to it. So the next thing I'll do is I've got some steel wool, 5/0 and 3/0. I'll take a little piece and see if I can get some of this rust off of this knife. Yeah, it's starting to come off, but you get the idea here with the steel wool. Also, if this is a full tang, that comes all the way through, and if this had a sheath on it, I would be oiling the sheath. If this was a folding knife, I'd put some oil in the fold to get that to go a little better. But this is definitely got a very nice edge on it now from what it was. So I'm gonna put it back in. We're gonna put 2,000 on. We're gonna give it 5 more passes with that, and then I'm gonna call it. We'll be doing future videos. One will be of garden tools that I can sharpen. I sharpen pruning shears, loppers. I've sharpened a machete already. We'll be doing one about scissors. I've sharpened all kinds of scissors already. And anything else, if anybody has any suggestions what they'd like to see me sharpen, put it in the comments below and get the stones on it. Alright, here's 2,000 grit. We're going to put 5 passes on both sides just to finish it off. Alright, that'll be the last pass. Here's our paper again. And that's basically how every knife gets sharpened. I will be doing a video on how I sharpen serrated knives. And anything else anybody can come up with. Again, thank you for watching, and